Prince William's Aston Villa travel to Old Trafford this Saturday to play an informed Manchester United. The villains come more like wounded warriors with their massive injury list, especially in defence. So Tim Sherwood has a big task if he's going to try and get something from the game. I also feel, like most Villa fans, probably are going to mark this down as a go on lads, have a go kind of game with no real expectations to get anything from the game. My bet would be that he's targeting 3 points against QPR, who Villa play either on Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. So I think the players might have an eye on that game because that's a big 6-pointer in the relegation battle. The way we've played over the last few games, just by getting massive results and more importantly, I guess, for most fans, the performance, especially against Spurs and the Scousers, has given all Manchester United fans a renewed sense of optimism and belief that Champions League football is not far from returning to the theatre of dreams. But all the work will be undone if we fail to get 3 points on Saturday, because Aston Villa is one of them games which on paper might be tricky, but with where they are in the table, their injury list and our form, I expect nothing but 3 points on Saturday. So failure to get 3 points is going to be a massive opportunity lost, especially with City and Chelsea coming up back-to-back for Manchester United. One thing I'm really interested to see is how the fans react to Tom Cleverley coming back on Saturday. Now, he won't be playing due to his loan restrictions, but again, I'm super curious to see whether he gets a good reception. Personally, I don't think he deserves a poor reception because he's still a United player, and albeit, I guess, until the end of the season, where I think he will sign for Everton on a free, most likely. But I know there are some fans who have vilified him on Twitter, on social media, or even at Old Trafford, along with others who have been to be made the scapegoats, I guess, of the disastrous Moyes era. So I really hope we show our class and dignity as Manchester United fans and give him a warm welcome, because he is still one of ours. Looking at Villa and potential players who may cause us problems, the obvious Gabi Agbonlahor and Benteke are the obvious ones to keep an eye on. The typical big, strong, fast combination of them two strikers will probably give us problems if we allow balls into channels for Agbonlahor to run onto and crosses into the box, because Benteke is fantastic in the air. He's 6 foot something, he's massive, he's strong. So stopping balls going into Dave's box is going to be a priority if we are to nullify him. Again, we need to cut out the channels as well for Agbonlahor because he's really fast. But I guess, realistically, we should have more than enough to stop them from playing, stop them from getting the balls into the channels. But one area of a potential hazard for Manchester United is probably set pieces and corners, because they do pose somewhat of an aerial threat with Kieran Clark and especially Benteke from corners. And to be honest with you, Ashley Westwood's deliveries is one to keep an eye out for, especially from set pieces, because he can deliver one hell of a ball. But to be honest with you, I don't think we really have to worry that much with our form, with 75,000 fans rocking at Old Trafford. I think it's going to be a relatively easy day at the office for us. I fancy us to win 3-0. I'm going for Rooney and Fellaini double. The reason why Fellaini, I say Fellaini, is that boy's on fire. He scored 3 goals in the last 2 games for Belgium. I think he's really getting his confidence and form back. I know last year was a bit of a write-off year for him, but all along I've always said this boy is Manchester United quality. Now, be it he's not going to get that, make the headlines week in, week out, but he's there as a squad player to do what he's paid to do, which is perform. And with his threat from a set piece or his hold-up plays, which is unbelievable, I fancy him to be a real danger for Villa, especially because they do have lots of injuries in defence. So I fancy Man United to exploit that with some crosses into the box. The Route 1 Sam Allardyce football, I guess. But hey, if he scores, I'll be happy. Right, here's my team for the weekend. Dave in nets, left back, Blind, Rojo, Smalling, Valencia, centre mid, Carrick and Herrera, I'm going to play Di Maria. I'm going to drop Young, even though he's been fantastic. I just think this is a perfect game for Di Maria to really kind of build some confidence. He had an assist, I believe, for Argentina in the friendly. So he's showing some signs of form. I need him back out there, so I'm making him available rather than play Young again. Going to play Rooney in his number 10 and play Mata. Can't drop Mata after his 2 fantastic goals against the Scousers. I'm going to play Fellaini as a target man. Now, this isn't going to necessarily represent a long or Route 1 football. I'm going to have him interchange a lot with Rooney, just to kind of confuse the defenders even more, because right now Aston Villa's defence look really vulnerable. There's going to be a lot of players who have not necessarily played together, so the more confusion we can kind of give them, the better it's going to be for our attacking players. Again, this is my strongest 11. Formation 4-2-3-1 formation. It can easily change to a 4-3-3 or a 4-5-1. This is what I would do to set up Manchester United against Aston Villa. Like I said, I'm going to go for a 3-0 Manchester United win. I'm going to have Rooney to open the scoring, and then I'm going to have my man Fellaini score 2. I think, Villa, like I said earlier on, I think Villa are going to really have one eye on Tuesday's game against QPR. So that's going to kind of play into Manchester United's hands a bit. And the fact that they're playing away and Villa don't necessarily have the best record on the road. I'm going for a 3-0 win. Let me know what you think, guys. Get your comments in and subscribe.